everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today I'm going to bring you along on another day of meal prep. I've got a few things on my plan, which you can probably see some of it over here, to get done today. One of them being the watermelon that you're probably going to see off here to my left, and hopefully it's on my left on the screen. It's this way. So I want to get my watermelon done because I would like to enjoy that this week. I'm going to make some egg sandwiches for myself, probably some overnight oats. I've got a few other little things that I want to get done. I'm going to use my Instant Pot. I'm going to, if you watched my meal, my grocery haul yesterday, I had told you that I'm going to do a comparison between my two favorite fried rice, refried beans. Oh boy, it's going to be one of those days. So I'm going to try both of my refried bean recipes and do a taste test to see which one I like better. So I have extra beans bought for that. I'll have my freezer restocked with my refried beans just by doing that. A couple other things I'm going to do. I'm going to do a breakfast casserole. I'm going to do that in lieu of making the individual breakfast sandwiches in my microwave, because of the fact that then I can just cut it into squares and pop it onto my English muffins, or I can have it with toast, or I can have it alongside fruit, whatever the case may be. So gonna get that in the oven too. So there's a few other things on my list, but let's just go ahead and get started rather than you listening to me chit chat for 15 minutes at the beginning of this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave me some comments below, and hit that little subscribe button if you haven't already just subscribed to the channel. All right, I'm going to be tongue-tied all day, so just be ready for that too. Okay, so since you guys have seen me do my watermelon several times, I thought that I would just kind of speed through this section. But again, this is just a super easy thing for me to do, so I just thought I would just go ahead and film it for you. I'll keep getting asked about these knives. This is what they look like. They say Core Kitchen, I think. Core Kitchen. Hopefully you're getting a... I've had these knives for a while, I think. I want to say I picked them up at like Costco or Sam's Club, I think, but I haven't looked to see if I could find them on Amazon. I'll try to see if I can find them on Amazon, and if I do, I'll link that below too. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this rind off the sides, and then I'll start to cube it. So again, I'm going to speed through this next part. So okay, so you can see how quick this does go. I mean, it only takes a couple of minutes, and again, I like to have this already cubed so that I can just grab a bowl and it's ready to eat. And it does really deter me from grabbing a higher point snack if I have all my watermelon cubed and ready to go. So I'm gonna put this bowl downstairs in my fridge. This one will stay upstairs. And then when this one runs low, I'll transfer some more in here just so I don't take up so much room in my upstairs fridge. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then we'll see what's next. Up next, we're gonna go ahead and get our breakfast casserole done. So I am going to just go ahead and crack, I think I'll do 6 eggs. We'll see what that looks like. Yeah, I think that'll be plenty. All right, so I've got those 6 eggs. Give my hands a quick rinse here. And then to that, we're gonna add some salt and pepper. And then the seasoning that I'm gonna use today is the Mrs. Dash Table Blend. It was the first one that I saw, so it was just the one I grabbed. No rhyme or reason to that. All right, so we're just gonna give these, just break these yolks up. Give them a quick little, I'm gonna move this off to the side. I'll be back. Okay, that's better. All right, so I've got those ready to go. Now, I normally throw veggies in my casseroles. So I looked in my freezer and I had these and I was wondering, I wonder how these would taste in it. So I just went ahead and threw some in a bowl, thawed them. I'm gonna pop those in there. I'm gonna grab some cheese really quick. Okay, so I've measured out 28 grams of this Meyer brand mozzarella cheese and 3 smart points for that. And then I'm going to add some of this fat-free cheddar cheese, and for a 1/4 cup, I think this one is 1 or 0. I'll recalculate this, but I'm just gonna throw in about a 1/4 cup of that, and I will count, I'm gonna cut this into 4 pieces, so I'll count, yeah, maybe 4 pieces. So I'll probably count this for 1 smart point each when I have this for breakfast. Just gonna go ahead and smush that in there. All right, so I have my pan here. This is the pan that I'm using. I'm gonna throw my veggies in. Kind of interested to see how this is gonna taste. I mean, I'm kind of curious. All right, so I've got our vegetables and our eggs and our seasonings. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray our pan. We definitely don't want this thing sticking. I'll be so glad when I'm done with this spray because this is the one that I have. I hate this propellant one. I don't know what it is. I don't like it. I haven't liked it since I got it. I got a 2-pack, so I'm trying to use it up because I don't want to waste it, but not my favorite. I like the aerosol spray one. I'll definitely be making sure that it is the aerosol spray one that I buy next time. All right, so I'm just gonna pop this into the pan. I've got my oven preheated at 350 degrees, so I'm gonna pop this in the oven and then we'll see what's next. All right, so I just pulled this out of the oven. It looks delicious. So I think it's gonna be fun having all those different types of vegetables in there. So I will probably having this one day when I have my What I Ate Today video later in the week. So stay tuned, I will give you my thoughts. Next up, we're gonna work on our chickpea salad, and this is also, I think I've called it summer chickpea salad. And this is a Skinnytaste recipe, so of course I'll be linking the original recipe below. So we need cucumbers, tomatoes, red onions, lemon juice, parsley, olive oil, salt, pepper, and of course chickpeas. Now I do have 2 cans of chickpeas out there because I have a little extra tomatoes and cucumbers, so we're gonna see. I think the last time I made this I was really hoping that I would have made more, so I think I might just go ahead and do somewhat of a variation of a double batch on this one. So for the points on this one, and this is per their site, it's gonna be 5 points on green, 1 point on purple, 1 point on blue. So not bad for a nice little, you know, a nice little treat. It's really good for a side dish, or, you know, I don't know. It's so good. You should really totally make this. I did, however, bring out my food processor because I'm just being lazy today and I really don't feel like chopping everything. So I have my chopping blade on there, so I'm just going to let my machine do the work. So I'm going to go ahead and get those chickpeas drained and rinsed and get the onion cut, and then we're gonna see how quickly this comes together. So hang tight and let me I'll be right back. Okay, I had to give my food processor a quick little rinse here. So before I actually get started on this, I thought I would go ahead, and since I'm going to be making chili dogs this week and I already have my machine out here ready to go, I just thought I would just go ahead and do my onions, and that way I don't have to chop them by hand. So I'm going to leave the sound on for my onion part. Hopefully it's not going to be super loud. And then when I start to throw together my chickpea salad, I'll do like a voiceover or something so that it's not going to be constantly that noise in the background. So we're going to turn it on. And then I'm just going to, you guys, are you ready for this? Because it goes pretty quick. So I'm going to drop in, I have a whole onion here, a whole Vidalia onion. And that's that. I've taken the time to invest in some of these appliances and the extra add-ons and the accessories for these appliances. I knew that I was going to be using this a lot, and for the dicing attachment, it was such a great investment. And it's just for things like this, you know, especially like when we're making salsa. But look at this, uniform onion pieces, ready to go, and I didn't have to do it. It took just seconds. So anytime you have like a major chopping session to do, this comes out perfect. Like I said, I've canned salsa in the past, and this thing has just been a godsend trying to, you know, hold on. Let me bring you back here. So hopefully you can see me. I'll try to make sure that I kind of come down a little bit. But so it really has been. It's been a godsend as far as, I mean, it saves me so much time in the kitchen. So if there's things that you've been eyeballing that you're like, oh, I really need to have that, start saving your money. That's what I do, is I just start saving my money until I get the money that I'm going to do things with. This one actually came from QVC a couple of years ago. And my husband was flipping through the channels and actually seen it on QVC and said, you know what? He says, he said, you need this. And I'm like, I do need that. So I went ahead, you know, please send me one, because, and I'm glad I did, you know, because of the fact that it's a great appliance. So, all right, I'm going to turn you back around. I'm going to rinse this off, get these onions in a bowl, and then we'll make the chickpea salad. But I just kind of wanted to take a second, because it's not my intention. I mean, this is not affiliated in any way. This is just my own personal appliance, but love it. So again, find that thing that is going to save you time in your kitchen, because that's what meal prep is about. It's all about saving time. So, all right, off my soapbox, let me let me turn you back around. And okay, so speaking of attachments and accessories and things, please be careful when you are buying your attachments and accessories, because of the fact that sometimes you see something really cool and you're thinking, wow, that would really be cool. Yeah, make sure you don't have it, because I almost ordered something that I already had. I did not know that there was a dough attachment that I could go ahead and make my bread dough in here. And I was all excited. I started researching it, found out how much it was, and said, okay, you know, that's going to be my next purchase. And then when I pulled it out, I said, oops, I already have it, so didn't need that. So yeah, definitely make sure that you know what you have as well, because that'll save you some money in the long run too. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get our cucumbers, our red onion, which I only need a quarter of that. So we're gonna go ahead and, that's funny, the little piece came off. We're gonna get a quarter of that ready. And then, well, I guess I'm gonna double it, so we'll just do half, so. And then we're just gonna go ahead and do this. So I'm going to, like I said, I'll probably just play some music or do a voiceover, because I know this does get super loud. So let me get these started, but I wanted to show you how easy it does the tomatoes and things like that. So I think I've got you a pretty good angle there. All right, so let's go. All right, got a little dripping going on over here. That's okay, that's easily cleaned up. All right, so you ready to take a look and see what it looks like? The tomatoes always kind of make a little bit of a mess. All right. Actually, I'm just gonna see if I can bring you right over. Hold on, let me change your angle for you. Not sure the easiest way to do this, so we'll just do this. But look how uniform that is, ready to go. I'll dump it out into a bowl, might be a little easier to see. But look at those perfect pieces of cucumber in there. They're awesome. All right, let me get this into a bowl and we'll put our seasonings in and then we'll wrap up this recipe. Totally did not expect this one to take that long because I think I do have a video on this. But again, I think the last time I made it with, I think I just made it with just chopping everything by hand, and this is way, way easier. All right. There we go, look at that. Look how easy that was. I'm just gonna get the rest of this stuff out of here. And ready to go. All right, I'm gonna clean up here real quick and then we'll finish this up. Okay, so next up we need to add some salt and pepper. So I just have some sea salt. It calls for kosher salt, but I cannot find my kosher salt and I'm not really gonna look for it. So again, my measurements are gonna be different because I am making a double batch. I'm gonna add some pepper. Next up, we're gonna add some extra virgin olive oil. Go ahead and open the lemon juice too because I'm going to use the same measuring spoon for both of those. So I just have store brand extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to need two tablespoons of that. I'm going to go with one and see. Nope, I'm going to go with two. I'm going to go ahead and follow the directions today. All right, so 2 tablespoons of that. And again, I'm doubling the batch, so if you're making a single batch, you would only need 1. I'm going to add the lemon juice in. Again, double batch, I'm adding 4 instead of 2. It did call for some fresh parsley, and I did not get that at the store. I totally forgot that I needed that. So I do not have fresh parsley. I do have parsley flakes, so I thought I would sprinkle some of those in. Well, I had the oil and the lemon juice going in there, so I'm just going to give that a quick stir. And the last thing that we need to add in here is the chickpeas. Doesn't that look amazing? Hopefully you guys are getting a really good view of that. Let me see if the light helps any on that. Does that help any? A little bit. But yeah, looks totally amazing. So good. I'm telling you right now, you guys really need to try that. The next thing that I get asked all the time is, do you need to take the skins off of chickpeas? So if you do this, there's a skin. Do you see that? On the chickpeas. When I first started making my hummus, I had heard that you needed to remove the skin, and I spent a good 45 minutes popping all those skins off. You totally don't need to do that. So if you ever do that, well, it's not needed. So I added 2 cans of chickpeas again because I doubled this, but look how amazing does that look. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this into a couple of mason jars and then throw this in the fridge. That way I can just kind of pull some out when I need it. Here, I'm gonna give you guys one last little look. So good. All right, let's see what's next. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and peel these potatoes so that I can slice them up and have them ready to go for either mashed potatoes or I can throw them in the air fryer later, just later on during the week. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have my handy dandy trusty potato peeler, I guess is what we call it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get these peeled and I'll come back once I get that done. Okay, so I thought I would come back doing my last potato. And I find it easier and less hard on my back if I stand here and do them at the sink. And then what I do is I scoop these, the peelings into my garbage can instead of having to like bend over and try to do it into my garbage can, which I've done before. It's just not as comfortable. So this is just an easier stance for me. Somebody did ask me that on a previous video, so I thought I would just let you know. All right, so I've got that done. I'm going to clean up my sink here, and then I'm going to put my attachments on my food processor, and then I'm going to go ahead and peel these potatoes. Okay, so the disc that I'm going to use looks like this, and it's actually a French fry cutter. Let's see if I can get you guys a good angle on that. This is KitchenAid French fry. All right, I have my food processor reset up again, and we're just gonna go ahead and use, I have a French fry disc. So we're just gonna use that to pop our potatoes in. Trying to figure out if I wanna do them long way or if I wanna do them short way. I think I'll do them short way because they'll cook faster in the food processor, or not in the food processor, but in my air fryer. Can't get that out. All right, so I'm going to do the first one and then I will speed through the rest. So it's going to get loud for just 1 second. Okay, so a couple of these may be a little odd shaped, but I'm fine with that because again, they're just going to be fries that we're going to make in the air fryer. But look, works perfect for me. I could have taken my time, tossed them in a little slower, fed them through a certain way, and they would have been, perfectly shaped. But to me, just fine. So I'm going to get these in some cold water and I'm going to put them in the fridge, and they will stay. They'll stay good and edible and not turn a funky color as long as you keep them immersed in water. So that's going to be my next step. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw together a couple of salads, and I'm going to, I think that's going to wrap things up today. So stay tuned. Let me get these in some water and I'll show you what I'm doing for salads this week. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and work on my salads. So I just have a regular tomato here, so I'm just going to go ahead and slice this up so that I can lay it on top. Now you guys have heard me talk in my meal prep videos before that when you get ready to make something, always look in your fridge to see what's in there. Last week we had something, it was like, I don't know, Thursday or Friday, and I had went ahead and sliced up tomatoes. I'm just going to go ahead and use these. Oh, we were having sliders. So I'm just going to go ahead and use these tomatoes for my salads along with this one. I had pulled out another one, but I don't think that I'm going to need 2 whole ones since I have that little bowl full. So I'd rather use those up so that I'm not wasting anything. And I know I didn't put anything underneath this cutting board. I was only planning on cutting the tomatoes, so otherwise I would secure the board, which I probably should. I know that drives you guys crazy. Hold please while I swish some stuff around here. Wet rag here, so that will kind of keep it in place for us. So not gonna really do anything fancy. I know my hand's gonna be in the way. So just basically gonna cut those in half, cut them in half again, just for little bite-sized pieces of tomato. It's always hard to get this angle done. I should have just put you guys back on the overhead view, but again, we only had a couple of these to cut. All right, so I've got those done. I'm gonna check these. You know what, these ones are not as, those would be fine for a sandwich, but I don't think those would be fine for a salad. So we'll see how far this one gets me and we'll hold off on cutting that one. Now I have just plain leafy green romaine. So it's gonna pop this bag open. I thought I was gonna pull it with my muscles, but that didn't work out, so I'm grabbing some scissors instead. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill my containers. Thinking this will probably do 3. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to prep my salads for later in the week. I'm not gonna put all my ingredients in, but what I am gonna do is make sure that I have all my ingredients available. So I have my lettuce in. I'm just gonna throw some tomatoes in each of these because I like tomatoes in my salads. I think this is gonna be fine. If I want anything else, I'll throw extra in there, but I think I'm gonna have enough ingredients to where it's gonna be good for what I'm using it for later. All right, so I've got some tomatoes in there. Now, for 2 of these, this is all I'm gonna put in here for the time being because of the fact that I'm going to be making tacos on, hopefully this isn't gonna be too loud, I'm just gonna grab my lid out here. I'm gonna be making tacos on Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. So I'm gonna have the leftover chicken that I'm gonna use for this. I'm gonna throw some Doritos in here, and I'm gonna throw the taco meat in here, and I don't know what else I'll throw in here, but I'll make these taco salads. So I don't wanna like put too much stuff in these, but again, it's gonna be easy, and I'm gonna say, oh, I already made those salads so I'm gonna eat them. If I prep the food, I will eat it. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll try to figure out, I'll have the lettuce, but if I don't take it out of the bag and actually put it in containers, then I'm not as likely to just grab them and eat them. Now, this one's gonna be a little bit different, and I'm gonna go ahead and prep some strawberries. Put my rag back down. I'm gonna prep some strawberries because I'm going to have a copycat Panera salad, and it's going to be the strawberries. It's gonna have mandarin oranges, which I wanted to show you which ones I use here. So I'll pop one of these open and dump it in my salad, and then I'll throw some poppy seed dressing in it. Sometimes I have wonton strips that I can use, which are really, really good. So I thought that would be good to change it up because I really didn't want to eat taco salads all week long. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the tops of these off, making sure I was still in view. And I did have an egg slicer, so I was using my egg slicer to slice my tomatoes and or not my tomatoes, but my strawberries. And what happened was, let's see if I can get this here. What happened was the little steel tine thingies came out. So now I'm gonna be on the hunt for a new one of those. So what I thought I would do is I'm just gonna go ahead and cut these, add these to my set. I like extra strawberries in here too. So if you don't like this many strawberries, don't put this many in yours, but to me, this just makes it taste amazing. And then it gets super colorful when you start adding in the mandarin oranges and the other things. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this last one in there just because I already have it out. And then what I'm gonna do with the rest of these is I'm just gonna go ahead and cut them up because then I can use them in my overnight oats throughout the week. Or I could snack on them or do whatever I want with them. So that looks good, right? All right, so I have that prepped and ready to go. I'm gonna pop my lid back on here, and then we'll continue on with the rest of the strawberries. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean these, get these into a bowl. I do have one more container in the fridge, which I may just go ahead and pull out and prep that since I'm just doing them. And that way I'll have all my strawberries done for the week. So I'm gonna get that done, and then the last thing that we have to do is slice into our breakfast casserole and get that separated into a container so that we have that ready. So let me get these strawberries done, get the other pack out of the fridge, and then we'll come back, finish that up, and then we will wrap up today's video. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. And just a quick note, it's always great when some don't fit because then you get to have a little fun, yummy snack along the way. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then I'll come back and we're gonna take care of that breakfast casserole. All right, so if I did my job right, this should slide right out of here. And I did. All right, so I'm thinking if I cut this into 4, that's gonna be too big. So I think I'm gonna cut it into 9s, and I think that'll fit my, yeah, I think that's gonna be a lot better. It's gonna fit the English muffins a little better. So what I will do is adjust the points later this week when I eat this. I'll probably eat 2 at a time. I don't know, I'll figure out the points later. But I know the whole thing is going to be 4 points. So however I decide to divvy that up, I could always put 2 on 1 English. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I know that 1 will probably be plenty. So I'll just have this for breakfast for a few days this week, and maybe I'll have it as a snack too. So I'll definitely eat it up. But that's it. So I think I got quite a bit done today, and I think it's going to help my week tremendously. Okay, so with that done, I am going to go ahead and wrap up today's video. Hopefully you found something that interests you or that will help you get some more stuff done on your meal prep day. And with that said, signing off, have a great day, and we will see you next video.